Good morning, all of you. I am Tanushree Dalai from Civil Engineering branch, and today I am going to teach you your Theory 1 paper, which name is Structural Mechanics. So, in the previous class, we just initiate a numerical about the deformation of axially loaded members. Correct? So, now comes to the solution part of the numerical. So, see, the whole section, the whole structure is subdivided according to the loading part. Okay. So, up to A to B part, it is your section 1. Then B to C part is designated as your section 2. And then C to D part, it is designated as your section 3. And here in this part, that means from the A, it is a fixed support. Okay, so we will start our solution from this end. Okay, from the free end we will start our discussion. So as I said in the previous class, so first of all, the length of the section, the L1 equal to L2 equal to 12 inch. That means L1 means the length from this point to this point, A to C or A to B. Okay, that means for the section 1, the length of the section is equal to the section 2. Okay, the whole section is subdivided into equal 2 parts. So A to B, your length equal to the B to C. So how much it is? It is 12 inch. Then from the C to the D, the value of the length is equal to the 16 inch. Okay, that means from the C to the D, the value of the length is 16 inch. Then the diameter is given in the question. So for the section 1 and 2, the diameter is same, and for the section 3, the diameter is different. Like your section 1 is given as the diameter is 1.70 inch, and which is equal to the section 2. Then for this section, the diameter is 0.618. So by putting the value pi by 4 d square for the section 1 and 2, we will get the same value. That means your 0.9 inch to the power 2. Correct? Same as your section 3, you can put the formula pi by 4 into d square, and in the place of d, you just put 0.618 square. Hence, your value of area 3 is equal to 0.3 inch to the power 2. Okay. So, now comes to the, so your length part and area part is over now. So, now we have to calculate the force in the body. So, due to we divide this whole section into 3 parts, so we can get 3 kinds of force here. Okay. Then by adding by this formula, we can get the value of total deformation or the total elongation of the whole body. So first of all, see. So first of all, we start our calculation from the section 3. So here, if we draw the free body diagram of the CD part, then we just put this for force here over here. Okay, so due to this force, the body can exerted a opposite force, okay, along this axis, because it is axial load. So due to this load, the body can exerted another force which is in this direction, and that is known as, due to section 3, the force is known as your P3. So if it is 30 kIPS, then the opposite force also is equal to the 30 kIPS. So here you can see it is written that 30 into 10 to the power 3 IB. As I told in the previous class, the 30 kIPS equal to 1000 pound force. So the pound force is designated as IB. Okay. So now P3 is calculated. Okay. So now comes to the second portion. So in this third diagram, so consider this diagram now. So we know that this force is how much? This force is your P3. So this force is your value is how much? So you can see here 14 kIPS is formed. So it is in which direction? It is a compressive load. You can see here due to this load in this whole section, this force is designated as compressive zone because it is inward in direction. Correct? So, but in this portion, we know that the net force is 30 into 10 to the power 3. Okay? So, the P2 value, what will be the P2 value? So, here 45 kIPS also there and a tensile force also there, which is your 30 into 10 to the power 3 IBL. Okay. So, now for this point, we have to add the tensile force as well as the compressive force. The value of P3 also here. So, P3 in the nature of tension. So, your 30 plus compressive force. So, you know that for the compressive force, we have to put a negative sign for the compressive force. So, your tension force is 30 and the compressive force is 45. So, the net force is your 30 minus 45. So, which equal to minus 15 kIPS. So, by converting the minus 15 from the kIPS to the IB, so we have to multiply 10 to the power 3. Okay. So, your P2 value equal to minus 15 into 10 to the power 3 IB. Okay. So, now come to the last part of this section. So, here we know that up to this much, our net force is minus 15 into 10 to the power 3. So, now here that means take a look over here. Here it is 75 kIPS and the P2 value is minus 15. So, this point, this force is in which is in nature? It is in compressive nature. Okay. And your minus 15 over here. So, for this section, this force is act as a tensile force. Okay. Only consider this portion. So, for this portion, this force is considered as the tensile force because it is outward in direction. So that we can say that we have to add the P2 value plus which is in tension zone and here also is in tension zone. So, we have to just deduct 75 minus 15. Okay. So, by deducting 15 which is in compressive in nature and add tensile force which is in 60. So, 75 minus 15, your net value is 60 kIPS. So, which equal to your P1 value. Okay. So, now we got all the values which is need for the calculation of deformation or total elongation. So for the whole body, your Young's modulus value is equal. So, just put the value, the Young's modulus here, and for the three kinds of section, you have to put the P1 value L1 value, A1 value, then P2, L2, A2, then P3, L3 and N3, A3. Then after that, just add and calculate the whole formula. Then we can get the value of 75.9 into 10 to the power minus 3, which is the total deformation or total elongation of the whole body. Okay, so I think you understood well. So today this much. We will discuss rest of these things in the next class. Thank you.